Good evening. Good evening. It is Tuesday evening, and this will be my evening update for today. Senate bills have started to be referred to House committees, and we heard bills like in General Law's full committee today. So sometimes senators and delegates will work together on a bill and they will have identical bills. And so in general laws, we were able to handle pretty quickly some Senate bills that were identical to House bills. And we basically just took the same votes on it because it's the same bill. But then sometimes there are Senate bills that are similar to House bills. And so what the position of the House is that we will conform it to become the House bill. We'll handle it like we did the House bill. But then if you remember, if there's a House bill and a Senate bill that are different, or because the Senate's going to do the same thing to the House bill. So by the time they get out, they're different. Then that's when they go to conference, and that's how they'll be I guess, negotiated in order to be the same bill once it gets out of the conference committee toward the end of session. So that's happening. And then there were some bills that we heard that there was no House bill companion to it. It was a new bill, new idea, new conversation that came before us in the committee. So it's still really interesting to watch committee meetings to see what some of the conversations are, and also to find out what are some of the issues that are going on in certain parts of the Commonwealth, because obviously our walks are not all equal. And so it's fun to see sometimes, what commonalities we have across the different regions, but then, just what are some things that we need fixed, or to see the different philosophies and our approaches to different things. But then I also had this evening House Bill 800. Yep, 800. And basically, that is to codify the way that we are handling Medicaid coverage for those that become incarcerated. So there are one of two things. If you are a Medicaid eligible person and you have Medicaid, then what it does is while you're incarcerated, it effectively suspends it instead of canceling your coverage, so that it's easier once you get out to have coverage and access to the healthcare that you need as you're re-entering society, and trying to figure out all of the other things that come with re-entering. It also is such that if you enter into a jail or prison and you have Medicaid eligibility but didn't have it, then you can apply for it. There are some emergency services that are covered by Medicaid on the federal level, and so you would have access to those. And again, once you're released, you would have that coverage there should you remain to be eligible. And again, this just helps that transition process, coming back into your freedom and some of the things that you have to navigate with that. So that passed out of the health subcommittee on the Education and Health Senate committee. So then it will go to full committee. And then also we had our Virginia Legislative Black Caucus meeting, because don't forget, we are legislators, and that is a legislative body. And so it's really important for us to hear from advocates who are working on issues and their takes on bills or input on bills, as it pertains specifically to protecting and amplifying and uplifting marginalized communities and what they might be going through. So that meeting was really interesting. So it was a long day, but not really a lot. A lot happened. But one of the things that I cannot end the day with out doing is to shout out the Senate Democrats on the Privileges and Elections Committee. They got rid of all of those anti-democracy bills, and really, not even overstating it, they saved democracy in our Commonwealth today by making sure that they disposed of those bills. So we thank them. We will move forward as a Commonwealth with the progress that we have made to expand access to the ballots and make sure that anyone who wants to vote can, and we'll continue that work. So I hope you have a good evening, and we will see you tomorrow as we continue to present some of the bills that I got out of the House in front of Senate committees and do our work on the House floor. If you have any questions, as usual, please let me know. You can drop them in the comments, or you can message us, and we'll be sure to get you some answers. Thank you. Have a good evening.